beautiful souls. Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius. Friend, if you're anything like me, you didn't choose your spiritual awakening. It chose you. In 2015, I started hearing from my dad a month before I was told he had passed away. I worked with world-renowned healers to develop my gifts and piece together what was happening within me as I awakened spiritually. If you're listening to this podcast, friend, it's because your angels and loved ones in heaven led you here, because you're awakening too. Now, as much as your egoic mind would like it to be all over quickly, awakening spiritually, it isn't an event. You cannot go to one course or event and expect to know all there is to know about your spiritual health. And friend, that's what this all boils down to. To awaken spiritually is to become spiritually healthy. Your spiritual health is just as important as your physical health and emotional health. In fact, your spiritual health is the foundation on which everything else in your life is built upon. Your purpose in this life, your relationships, communicating with the other side, the energy in which you move through each day with ease and joy, your outlook on life. It's all built upon your spiritual health. And if your spiritual health is wobbly, everything else in your life can feel wobbly too. To become spiritually healthy requires an investment of your time and energy. Just like your physical health requires your time to eat healthy and move your body, and your emotional health requires your time to meet with a counselor regularly, your spiritual health requires a little bit of your time every day to learn skills and foundational principles that lead you to build a new world for yourself. A life filled with joy and peace. A life where you clearly understand why your soul is here and what you need to do to fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. And a life where you step into your power as a creator with confidence to manifest the relationships, abundance, freedom, and life that aligns with your soul. Now, you can absolutely spend years like I did trying to piece everything together by yourself. Or you can invest in your spiritual health by joining my Angel membership program, in which I've channeled 12 courses from the angels that walk you through every facet of your spiritual awakening. In 2022, my Angel membership is focused on building community by connecting you with other women who want to talk about angels, signs, and communicating with the other side. A community of women who could become your lifelong friends. In addition, each month in 2022, there will be a new live workshop, 2 small group meetings, and a live healing circle. Friend, I want to help you step into your power as the soul God sent you here to be. But I can't help you unless I'm coaching you, and I can't coach you unless you're in my Angel membership program. If you'd like to learn more, message me on Instagram or book a free call to get all of your questions answered. Book your call on my website, theangelmedium.com, under the Angel Membership tab. When you register for the Angel Membership this month, I'll enter you into a drawing to win a free session with me. And I should mention that right now, being an annual Angel member is the only thing that guarantees you the ability to book a paid session with me. Friends, this next year is going to be your best year yet. And I'm so excited for all the good that is coming your way. Stay tuned at the end of this podcast to hear how you can get the Angel membership for just $800 for the entire year and a new meditation connecting you with messages from your loved ones in heaven. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host, Julie Jancis, and today we are here with Stephanie, who I have gotten to know over the course of the last year as she has been in the Angel Reiki school. Secondarily, she signed up. She was one of the first people to sign up for the Angel membership, and being in the Angel membership led her into the Angel Reiki school. And I have just seen her grow in leaps and bounds this year. And I know that her story is really your story for so many of you listening. And the changes that she made in her life this year are the changes that you're looking to make. So I'm having her on the show today because the angels asked me to bring you her story as a part of you being able to know the breadcrumb trail of how to get where it is that you want to go. And friends, even if you're not looking to become a healer or don't want to be a healer in any particular way, shape, or form, you know other people in your life. And one of the things that's been coming up a lot in the ancestral trauma course is a lot of times we are the grandparent or the parent or the aunt or uncle to a child who is really a healer too and is on a healing path. And we're there to be a voice of wisdom, a guide, an earthbound spirit team member in that child's life. So if you feel called to listen to this episode today, you're going to get nuggets of information out of it. And I want you to have those gifts. So Stephanie, thank you for being here. I love you so much. I'm so excited to get to chat today.
Thanks for having me, Julie.
Oh, of course. And tell everybody, you're in Canada, right?
I'm in Canada. Yep. In Ontario, kind of near Toronto.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So you heard about the Angel membership last year. You signed up at the very beginning and you have had these synchronicities kind of fall into place on your journey to becoming a healer. And I want you to just kind of tell us that story.
Okay. So I really want to walk you through just a little bit of the background because this is where I think it would resonate with other people that are, maybe contemplating what they do next. They're interested in spirituality. Perhaps they've always been interested in spirituality, which is sort of where I was. I didn't have an upbringing in the church. I didn't have an upbringing with people that, introduced me to spirituality at a young age. But I was always drawn to it. I'll say a name, Oprah, funny, but always looking at that bigger picture. I have some friends that, we call each other witches, and they're just those little things that, numerology and acupuncture and those little naturopathic kind of ways of healing. I've always been drawn to it. I ended up meeting an energist, loved all of that, but I wasn't sure how to incorporate this into my life. I'd always been searching for a long time. A mom of 3 kids, building a house, having a teaching career, all those things they're amazing and they're fulfilling and they're a lot of time. They take up a lot of time, but there's always been a searching. For me personally, I always wanted to know what's the next step. Was it going into administration as a teacher? Was that the next level for me? Just those natural little ways to sort of change the direction of my life. Or I guess maybe I should say enrich my life a little bit. But all of a sudden, a friend of mine introduced me to a podcast, and it was Oprah's Super Soul podcast, from years ago. And from that moment, I was just hooked. I've always loved books. I've always loved Eckhart. I've always loved, just looked in all those different directions. But the podcast really resonated with me. Prior to the pandemic, life was so fast, so busy, 3 kids, into hockey, into sports, teaching, a lot of stuff. The pandemic, I think, like everybody else, just put the brakes on everything. And a friend of mine had sent me something that said, this is your intermission for your intermission. And that quote, it really resonated with me. You know, all of a sudden you have time to think, time to grow, time to read.
Say that quote again. Say that again so that everybody can hear it.
It said, this is your intermission for your inner mission.
Your intermission for your inner mission. Wow.
Yeah.
That's like raise the hair on your arms type of quote.
Yeah. And makes you pause and think, okay, what am I going to do with this time? I could chalk paint everything in my house. Or, you know, we went for lots of walks out in nature, all those kinds of things. But this one podcast is a psychic medium in Calgary in Canada. And I started listening to her, and there was so much. She's also into Reiki, so much. Something was just moving me further and further. Intuition, all these things I've known about, but it kind of started to connect the dots for me. Well, I ended up messaging her, and she got back to me right away. You know, there's these synchronicities. I was actually talking about angel numbers around a campfire, and this lady messaged me back at this time. And I thought, oh my gosh, here we are talking about all this. And I got a text on my phone, and I ended up having a reading with her. And that reading for me was, she really kind of pushed me into, what are you doing? Where are you headed? What's going on? She gave me a few little avenues to pursue, but yeah, that for me was, it almost sent me into a tailspin. It was the beginning of my awakening, but for someone who is, I'm going to say, a bit of a perfectionist, who feels like, okay, I should be doing this. What should I do? Where do I go? What do I look for? I was in a little bit of a tailspin. Well,
that is because there is just so much information out there with regards to spirituality. It's like, and that's why I actually put together the angel membership, because I would be in sessions and spirit would be like, you can't in 60 minutes, 50 minutes, 40 minutes walk through an entire, years worth of information for somebody to understand how to fully open and fully awaken. There's just too much. And then when I went through my spiritual awakening, I felt the same way. Like, it was years upon years of like piecing little bits of information together and being like, oh, why isn't this all written down in one place somewhere? Thank goodness now it is. But keep going. Yeah.
So looking back too, when she had said that and she made some connections, and I thought, okay, as an educator, I am someone who connects with the kids. Yes, obviously with curriculum, but it's deeper than that. It's more about, how do you help a child come into their own, to know what they're capable of, to want to do better, to believe in themselves. How do you do it? Well, it's those connections. It's following the intuition. It's helping kids learn to trust their intuition. It's reflecting and quieting that egoic mind, all those things. But so I was doing it. I just didn't have the words. I didn't have the terminology for it. And, going back to Oprah, when I was saying I used to watch her, there was a show about everyone has a talent. And I thought, I don't have a talent. I can't dance or sing or whatever. But the first thing that came to my mind as a teenager was, well, everybody always comes to me for advice. And so, I'll come back to that. But just those little things, like you were saying, there's all these little nuggets that they're there. You just don't all of a sudden, sometimes in how fast life goes, you don't always have that intermission to be able to say, what's going on and what is it that fills my soul? What brings me that joy? Because sometimes you're just checking boxes, So just to connect with what you were saying about just those little nuggets. But yeah, after I had that that really was my first look at, okay, there's something bigger going on here. Where am I headed? I ended up meeting a cranial sacral therapist, and she pretty much confirmed a lot of the things that this lady had said to me. And again, I had the knowing. I knew something more was coming, just didn't know what it was. Well, one day I was driving to work and your podcast came up, and I didn't search it out. I don't know how it came on, but it did. And sorry, I wasn't driving to work. I know, it's so weird. But it was, I can remember that there was a red balloon in it, and it was someone sharing their angel story about a balloon, and they were vacuuming, but it was the meditation at the end. And I was picking my son up from hockey, and I was waiting in the parking lot. And so I thought, okay, I'll close my eyes and I'll do the meditation. And my grandmother was there. She came to me. She passed at that point, it would have been about 4 years prior. And it was as though she was there. And so I had that moment of, okay, this came on, and I've had this amazing experience in the hockey arena parking lot. What's going on connected with all of these things? Well, you had done an episode with someone talking about the Reiki school. I remember the lady had just had a baby, and you were talking about the time of the Reiki school, how you can manage it with your life with someone who had just had a baby. I was in the highest vibration. Oh, I should say, your podcast came on again that day. I did not play it. I started following you at that point, but it wasn't on. It just came on, and it was about the Reiki school. And I went to work that day. Yeah. And I said to a friend, I'm going to do this. I don't know when, but I'm going to do it. And I could feel, I didn't have, the terminology for it, but I was in such a high, like floating, high vibration, this sense of oneness. And it was such a great feeling. And I kind of started to get a little direction, a little bit of, okay, interesting. Well, then it was New Year's, and you put out the episode about 2021, and you had introduced the membership. You say it all the time. I knew. The minute I heard it, I have goosebumps right now because I heard your episode and I thought, this is exactly what I am waiting for. I needed permission to slow down, take in, connect some dots, just breathe this in for a little bit, because it was too much of the shoulds. What should I be doing? Where should I be going? And that membership, I knew it. There was a price tag, of course. So I had to say to my husband, this is something that I know I need to do this. And he was like, great. If that's what you want to do. He did not give me a hard time. Now, if friends are listening to this, they're going to be like, he probably gave her a hard time, but he would typically have given me a hard time just because of, money. But it was, I signed up for the whole year, paid, and it has been the best thing that has come into my life is that membership. I couldn't get enough of it. We were going to start in February, but you had given the manifesting in January. I absorbed that, not because I felt like I should, not because I felt like I had to. I wanted it. I wanted more of it. It was, you always say, when you're at Denny's and you get the placemat and you're connecting the dot, it was this dot and this dot and this dot and this dot. And then it just made so much sense to me. And I just knew, I'm always somebody that if I see something and I love it, I share it. So I started sharing a little bit with just some close friends, and I just couldn't get enough. I have loved this Angel membership. I look forward to new content. It's been amazing. The topics have been so applicable. And I keep saying to my friends, I write everything down in one book. And I said, if anything happens to me, you need to find this book and you need to live by this book like this is your Bible.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a little green book. I've showed so many people.
That's amazing. So That's incredible. One of the best compliments that I've gotten this year on the Angel membership is somebody said to me, Julie, I didn't know how you were going to make each month different, that you could really go through that many different topics of spiritual awakening. But they go, every month is completely different. What are the results that you've really gotten in your life?
So, okay, with 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, and in the teenage years, I will say that for anybody that has kids in the teenage years, they can be, and we've got great kids, but they can be trying, building a new house, the pandemic. There are stresses that happen in life that I feel different handling a stressful situation when it comes to me. I will share with you, I'm typically a creature of habit. Doing a podcast, this is really big for me, but I truly believe that I was guided to do this and to serve other people and to help other people that maybe, need this in their life. And I was asked to go on a trip, and I'm leaving on early Saturday morning, to fly to North Carolina to my aunt's beach house in the Outer Banks, which is my favorite place. They're selling their beach house, unfortunately, and my aunt is one of my favorite people. I actually posted a picture with her when I introduced myself in the Angel membership. So I am not a traveler. I do not do well with direction. Like, this is north and this is south. I don't do well with that, but I'm doing it. And I had to turn off my egoic mind. I had to sit with it. I had to really feel into my intuition. And I can visualize myself on that plane, on that beach, spending time with my aunt and back home. All those fears that I would never have done this in a million years if it wasn't for that feeling of being protected. And this fear and this opportunity, that's what it is. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to, level up, just go to that next level in life and see where it's going. It's a nugget. It's a big nugget. It's a big experience, but I mean, my bags are right there that I'm taking, ready to get packed up. I'm doing it, and I would never have done it. So you asked the results. I mean, there's several other things, but it is a shift. It's not like a whole life change. It's more ease, peace, bliss, grace. It's all those feelings. The word, I'm lost for the words, but it has been,
what I'm getting from like talking to you right now and looking at you, and if anybody wants to look at us, we're over on YouTube as well, is just that it feels to me like the compound of energy of doing this work month after month after month solidifies something within. And to your point earlier, it's the intermission for your inner mission. And that's what it's all about, because something shifts completely within the internal, where then I'm so glad you have now all the skills and the tools, and it's all right there. And I want other people to teach, right? Because what I tell everybody, all of my students, whether it's in the Angel membership or the Angel Reiki school or the new book, is yes, you need some training, but everybody should, if they feel called to teach. And I know that you felt called, and you've heard that message come through many times. I want people to. And I think that that's a difference too, because as I've looked around at different programs, I think that there are people out there, and I've experienced teachers like this too, who say that they want you to teach, but then they don't really, and they're not giving you the tools to. But the way that the angels present this is that unless we have every single person who's supposed to be teaching out there teaching, then the vibration is not going to raise to where it needs to raise. Because the fact of the matter is that you have a certain number of souls that you're here to reach. And those aren't my souls. My souls are behind me, Your souls are behind you. And when everybody is teaching and coming together, you're reaching the people that you came here to reach. So I know that being in the angel membership led you to a really cool interaction with your girlfriends, which led you into your path. So tell everybody about this, because I think this is your angel story, Stephanie. I mean, the way that the angels worked your journey in and of itself is just so perfect and magical.
Well, I ended up getting a reading with you. It was my birthday, and I thought, okay, this is what I'm going to give myself, is a reading with you. I do want to say one thing though. You are like, you make me laugh on the videos. You're so real. It's like a girlfriend talking to another girlfriend, which I have loved. I've never felt like you're a professor. I'm in a classroom. I need to take these notes. And, so that I think also helps with the application of it.
Yeah.
That's what it's not, it's so applicable to life. And that's been like, your personality is fun to be with also every month, but it's new content, it's new videos, and it's amazing. But okay, so I will say I had the reading with you, and there was a few things that you had sort of helped me to think about where I was headed with this. And one thing you said was teaching, and we talked about teaching with kids and how being a teacher and helping kids, because I see it, that unless kids have parents that share these, have these rich conversations with them about that gut feeling they have, their intuition, their fears. Life is so busy in a classroom with curriculum. Sometimes we don't have this. So you and I talked a little bit about that, and you had said, something about teaching. And I said, it's really interesting. Here's another synchronicity. I said, I just had compiled a course outline, just sort of brainstormed, what would I do if there was kids that I was sharing this information with, if there was adults I was sharing this information with that I'd learned through you. And you said that, and I said, oh my gosh, I literally just put together an idea of things that I would like to share. And so it was just, again, that validation that there's just another little nugget, another little direction. And one day I had so many people ask me, so many people interested. Some people I didn't know were even interested in spirituality, but always asking me. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to throw this out there to just a group of girlfriends and see if they'd be interested in getting together one night a week in the summer. And I would share, and we would talk about where they're at and what their experiences are and where they're going. And I called it the Summer Soul Sessions. There was within 10 minutes, everybody wanted to join. There was so much interest and excitement about this. And I just felt so in alignment. But it is nerve-wracking to put yourself out there, to share some of these things. But that for me was a real game changer. And I think it is something that pushed me that next step, because I was in the membership for the year, and this is back in June now, I guess. And so I was going to be in the membership, but something just wanted to try. I wanted to see what are people interested in, and what are they as interested in this as I am. And oh my gosh, I've had my friends' moms asking me if I would do a course for them and their age group. I have a friend that owns like a women's wellness center, and she has asked me about teaching at her center. We've talked about teenagers that maybe could use some of this direction while they go through these years. We've talked about younger kids. What would this look like? It's a little hard in a public school system, but there's so many ways to talk about that inner knowing. And I started to do some things in my classroom with these kids, 15 minutes here and there. And the conversations are so, like, there's little mini soul sessions all over the place that I'm experiencing, and they are so beneficial and so people want it. They're hungry for it.
Yes. Well, and let's talk about this because there are some people out there. One of the biggest things that I see come up with a person's egoic mind when they think about becoming a healer in some way, because this wasn't on your radar a couple of years ago. This is something that came in, with the pandemic and happened very quickly for you. But there's a complete different Stephanie that I know today versus when I first met you. And that Stephanie has so much more peace. And I feel this fulfillment. And you're not questioning everything because you have this solid truth and knowingness within you now. A lot of people come in and they'll say, Julie, I'm really scared to go in this direction. I'm feeling called. I know that this is my path, but I don't feel at the same time that I should go this way because there's so many healers in my area, or this is just like, the hip thing right now, but it's going to fade out. And I think what people don't realize is that spiritual health is just as important as physical health and mental health. They're all completely different arenas, but you have to do that inner work to get to that inner wellness. And what I love about you is that you stand in your power, in that you know that you're protected and you're guided, and they wouldn't be leading you down this road to just drop you, that they're leading you and they're going to be with you every step of the way in the future. And so it gives you, I feel it, the strength and the confidence to stand in your power and to own that. So keep going with this, because you went through the Angel Reiki school and you had a great cohort of women who you still keep in contact with, right? Yep. Tell everybody about that experience.
So I went to, I looked into, and again, remember, I thought I'm going to do this at some point, but the membership just filled me up so much. But in those soul sessions that I adored, I just love being able to do that. And the transformation in the women, just from coming, and my friends that have come and talked, and they're now recognizing their thoughts. They never thought about their thoughts before. They never heard them. Well, they're now recognizing all those thoughts. They're making changes. They're leading in a different direction towards a new purpose. They're adding joy playlists on their phone, those kinds of things. But so in doing that, I know, I want to do more of this, but I wasn't sure. That imposter syndrome came in of, well, can I really, should I really do this? And the Reiki school, I like to describe your membership is like an inhale. I get to breathe it all in, take it all in, let it process. And the Reiki school is kind of like the exhale. Does that make sense?
That's a perfect way to describe it. Yes,
it is. And I was ready for, I know the membership isn't over, and I don't ever want it to be over, really. But yeah, it just, I knew I was looking for some certification, which the Reiki school provided. And I wanted a chance to apply some of these techniques. And I wanted this is another thing. You said stand in your power. And I am a fairly confident person, and people perceive me as being very confident. But having to do this with volunteers, put yourself out there, and volunteers that I don't even know, I thought, okay, here's a challenge. I'm going to do it. It's kind of like my flight, coming up. If I don't, well, then I'm not going to move anywhere. So that was another thing that I thought, I'm going to face this fear. And that led me to signing up. And I signed up in August. And for me as a teacher, August is a month of, okay, let's start thinking about curriculum, thinking about the classroom. What are my little soul sessions going to look like with those little souls in there? So it's busy. August is busy, and September is, I call it a tsunami, because sports come back and everything comes back, and it was completely manageable time-wise. I was really scared about that. It was very manageable, but what it did for me was it raised my vibration for that entire 2-month period. It actually gave me more energy, and it just gave me such a peaceful perspective that I would not have had in September. September's a hard month to get back into the swing of things. And this actually enhanced the month for me.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
You did also ask about the volunteers, or not the volunteers, the cohort. It was only another girl and myself that signed up in August, but we kind of attached to the group of women
before.
that were, was before. And I will tell you that was terrifying at first, which, I know. We got onto the first Zoom call, and these women were talking about their lunch with Archangel Michael and this amazing thing over here. And I was going, what are they talking about? What am I doing? And no, they said they were in the same boat. And by the end, it was totally different, but there's a lot of really great women.
This is what always happens. Yeah, because so the angel membership is really your spiritual awakening. It doesn't teach you how to be a healer. It helps you get all of the knowledge for yourself. Or if you do go through the Angel Reiki school first and then you do the angel membership, it actually is a very good understanding for any healer to know. I mean, that's everything that I have learned from the angels, since doing my sessions, all the information I pulled out, the signs, and everything that I talk about in my sessions. And so it helps healers enhance their sessions by having that information. But the Angel Reiki School is different. So that is where you can go to learn how to develop all of your spiritual gifts, because a lot of Reiki programs out there are just teaching you hands-on healing, how to lay the hands on the person, and you're really allowing the client's soul to pull through the energy through you that they need. With my program, though, I had the angels channel it through me, and they say that everybody has all of these different spiritual gifts, and they're not supposed to just be using one or, two, separately. They're supposed to be weaving them together to make this beautiful thing that is uniquely their own. And so that's what we try and bring out step by step through the Angel Reiki School. And it's so funny because we do get together live throughout the course, I think 4 Saturdays throughout the course, and it's 2 hours each. And when a new cohort comes in, the old cohort is always like, oh my gosh, you should totally, oh my gosh, this is what happened in my last session, and this is what came out. And they're so excited because they're at this phase where they're at the 3rd, 4th level, and all of this information is starting to come through. And the first group that is just starting that month is like, oh, Jesus, like I'm never going to be able to do this. They're so scared. And then the first, the group that started first turns to them and will always say, I felt that way too. We all felt that way too. Just wait until next month when it all starts to come out. And it does, right? Like,
oh, it absolutely does. And when you're the older group, I'll say, you have also done your first week with volunteers that you don't know. And that is scary. Your very first group of volunteers are people that you know. So you can say to them, well, I'm just learning, but they know who you are. But when you do that first session, those sessions with the people you don't know, that for me was like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do this? It was incredible. I mean, there are volunteers I had a lady in Alaska, New York, Miami, Chicago, Montreal, all over the place. And Spirit truly does line you up with people that you are meant to be with. I'm still in touch with some of my volunteers. We've exchanged some information. I talked so much about the membership to them because a lot of the volunteers that are not in the membership or haven't gone through the Reiki school, they are so interested, or they've grown up with parents that think they're crazy for wanting to, get into this. And I would say I have friendships with at least 2 of my 8 volunteers that I never knew, that are in different parts of the world.
That's amazing. And just so that everybody knows who's watching or listening, what we do actually is everybody who has submitted a 5-star positive review on Apple Podcasts, where the podcast is, or you could do that on Facebook or on Google. If you look up my business, what happens is when you leave a 5-star positive review, we put you in to be a volunteer for the Angel Reiki School. And I believe as of 6 months ago, with as many reviews as we have, I think there's over 1,000, every single person has had a session that submitted a review and then sent us a screenshot, because we don't have a way to contact you unless you email us a screenshot. My email is in the show notes below. But you can also submit that review over on the podcast, over on the website, theangelmedium.com. But Stephanie, I'm so excited. So you went through the Angel Reiki School, you went through the Angel membership. We're still going through, this next piece. Spirit has given you so many nuggets of information about where you're headed in the future and how you're going to use this. How do you just see yourself unfolding into this over the next year?
That is actually a combination, I would say, of the membership and the Reiki school, because when going back to that old Oprah show I watched when I was a teenager about gifts, the Reiki school did help me kind of at first, I wasn't having some of the experiences that, of course, the other girls were having that were ahead of us. And then as I started to let go and get out of my own way, which is something that you say every single month, all of a sudden, I would get a little validation here and I'd get a little validation there. There was one lady that had come for an in-person session, and when I was working with her, all of a sudden I had this like a butterfly had come into my mind, and I said it. You had said, make sure you say everything that you think and feel. And she said, I cannot believe you just said that. And I said, oh, why? Are you thinking the same thing? And she said, no, because I just had, she had just had an angel reading with somebody. And she said the whole thing was about a butterfly and what's going to happen. And I said, well, they're very symbolic of a transformation. And that's exactly where she headed. She actually called me after and said she found our session to be so profound. It didn't leave her. And she just got those next steps that she needed. She quit her job. That was not a good situation for her. And that change in her started happening. And so that was the first one. Another one, I'd started sort of meditating on people before they came. And one lady had sat down and I started to say some things to her, and I mentioned a name, and she said, oh, well, that's my ex-husband. And then I said, really? Okay, well, and then I said another name. She said, oh, well, that's his partner. The name so these 2 names, I didn't know this at all. So those little validations, I think, are for both me in my learning for sure, but also in a client or a volunteer to know that, okay, what's going on? There's some things happening. And her session was such a release, and the energy was so different, and she made some big changes after too. So
that's amazing. Well, and that's what it is. That's what's different about Angel Reiki versus Reiki is it's you using all of your gifts, and you, when you're using all of the gifts that God, universe, source sent you here with, you can't hop into a session and not get it right, because you have everything within you. You're connected to oneness to be able to bring through what needs to come through in the session. And that's actually with myself and all of the healers on the Angel Wellness team. That's what I love about this is the emails that you get, if not every day, every week, that say the exact same thing. The session was so profound and it didn't leave me. Like, it's still with me, and I'm making changes in my life, and my life is different. My life is better. And I feel this peace and this ease and this just vibration of joy that I didn't feel before. And that's why we do what we do.
Well, to be able to give that to people, to be able to help them get into oneness, I usually sit down and before the meditation have almost like a little soul session with them of sharing information. And this is what it's all about. Because some people have no idea about chakras and energy and your experience of emotions and what happens to your body. They just don't know. So there's so much that comes out of it to be able to share that with people, see them leave. Maybe there was tears, maybe there was just a shift in energy for them. And then to be able to do something with that, that's a gift for me. I love being able to do that. And as far as I know, I see color when I work with people, and I'd always experienced, I'm not going to say always actually, when I went to one craniosacral therapist, the lady that I go to, I started to see all of the colors as she went down each chakra. And I thought, what in the world? But I didn't know what this all was till the membership. And now that's what I use. It's the flow of energy to me comes through in color. And that's what I use to be able to know, do I need to stay in this chakra for a little while? And then back to the gifts of, I know people are looking for something, not necessarily advice. I don't have the answers, but maybe just the right question to ask them that makes them think, it leads them to where they need to go.
To that introspection.
Yes. That I get that from feeling into each chakra. Yeah, it's been incredible.
And that's what the angels do a lot, right? And we teach this in the Angel Reiki school. There are some times where, Angel Reiki is different from direct mediumship, which is why I don't call myself a medium per se, but the angel medium. And the difference is, there is sometimes a conversation, because what the angels do at the beginning of a session with the healer is give the healer the starting points of information that the healer needs to know. And then sometimes they give you the right question. And when you have the conversation with the client, the angels will be very clearly, nope, it's not this. It's not this. It's this. What they just said there, that's where it is. You have to go in there. And when you follow that breadcrumb trail that the angels are showing you, that's how you're getting to this point of healing. And the healing comes in two ways. The healing is vibrational. The healer is continuing to hold oneness energy, hold that gateway open, because it's a muscle that the healer has worked to be able to hold it for the entire session all day. And then also the vibration is healed. There's a healing vibration that comes through the words that are spoken and the messages that are given. So when there is this dance during the session of the angels bringing through information or loved ones to the client, there is this very palpable energetic release that you can see with your third eye, where vibrations that have been stuck or hardened within the physical body release up and out and are no longer there within that person's body, chakras, or auric field. I want to just ask you this, because this is one of the biggest questions that I get, and I think people don't understand why I can't answer it so specifically. A lot of people will say, which should I do first, the angel membership or the Angel Reiki school? And it's hard because some people want to dive in. They know that they're supposed to be a healer. They want to dive into the Angel Reiki school. And yet they need all of that information that's in the angel membership. They really pair together and I think work best when you do both. But what would you say to people who have that question? Which comes first, the chicken or the egg?
For me, hands down, membership. I think the membership just goes so much deeper into the background knowledge and the information. So if I had done it reverse, I don't know that I would have felt maybe as confident. I don't think I don't know. I needed the membership because I needed the terminology, and I needed the understanding of it. And then I felt so much more able to kind of open up. And like I said, I felt like the inhale for me needed to come first, and then the exhale. That felt like a really smooth process for me. But if somebody is has been doing this for a very long time, then maybe the Angel Reiki school would be a good start for them. But for me personally, and if anybody is in the same sort of boat that I was a couple years ago, I would definitely say membership.
Yeah, that's perfect. The other thing that I think that I've seen within you, and I know it within you because I've seen it within myself, is that I've gone to other people's women's circles and I've tried other people's memberships and I've tried other people's courses. And every time the angels lead me to do, self-development, and I try and do that once a year because I get so much value, I'm able to take it back into my own business and make the tweaks in my own business, kind of just like going to a professional development conference. It's like when you go partake in some other spiritual avenues that other people are doing, even when you're a healer yourself, it's very eye-opening to how you can be doing things differently, and it helps you better your programs. And I see that within you too, because I know that not just you, but there's a lot of people within the angel membership who are like, I know, Julie, I'm supposed to be teaching courses too. And this is kind of given them not the way to do things, but a way, just an eye-opening, here's how you can format your courses and your programs. Do you think that that's been helpful to you too?
So much so. You asked me a little while ago, where do I see myself going with this? And, I've been teaching for more than 20 years. So I'm on the tail end. Like, I will be leaving teaching, and I'm not letting this go. Teaching's busy and it's full time for me. And, but as my kids get older and then they start to leave, I have more time. This is definitely going to be something that I don't know how, but I'm going to be through courses. I just get so excited that to serve others and to help them. I really want to help people applicably use spirituality in their day-to-day life, which is something I am so grateful to you for, because it's not this, I have to quit my job and go over there to do all that. It really is applicable, and it's little things here and there. And so that for me would be teaching something, and maybe it's just more of those courses that I started using the Reiki as well. Yep.
Yeah. I've got some ideas. I want to talk to you about the Angel Wellness Center too, but we'll talk about that offline.
Oh, I had a reading with Adria, the astrologer, and she was phenomenal. I loved it. Yes. And it connected all those, like, it just solidifies things that, she read the chart and I was like, okay, well, that's very, very accurate. And it's so exciting to me. And I'm not stressed about, I'm getting rid of that push energy of, I have to do this. I'm enjoying the process of what comes next.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. And that's right where you're supposed to be. Thank you, Stephanie, so much for being here. I so appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for everybody listening, we have a promotion going on right now where if you have 2 people sign up for the Angel membership for the entire year, so that's the annual Angel membership, it's $1,200 right now for the whole year. When you have 2 people sign up for the year and they let us know that you referred them, we're giving you your entire year of the Angel membership for free. So you can take advantage of that. And when you have those 2 people sign up and register, email us, let us know, and we will send you all of the details to get you started on your free year. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. Yeah. And actually, Stephanie, you know what we've been doing with the podcast is we've been asking the guests to help us close in a prayer, or for you, you're a healer. If you want to just have the angels come in and send, just loving energy to anybody who needs it. Would you be willing to lead us in a prayer to close?
You're really putting me on the spot, Julie.
I'm sorry.
Sure, I would. That's all right. Actually, first and foremost, I just want to thank the angels. I felt their presence this morning and I so enjoyed this conversation. And I feel so grateful to you, Julie, for asking me to participate. And I just want to ask the angels to please help to guide and give those nuggets to people that need it. And the angel membership is a great nugget to give. So I just want to thank the angels and thank you, Julie. And thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And God bless. Thank you so much. Bye. Friend, I'm going to explain to you how you can get the angel membership for only $800 for the entire year. But first, we have a few open slots in the upcoming Angel Reiki School for those who want to develop their ability to bring through messages from the other side. You can register for that on my website. Also, you can help support this podcast by purchasing my new book, also called Angels and Awakening. Leave a 5-star positive review and I'll enter you into a drawing to win a free session with me. This month's winner is Jody H. Okay, so here's how you can get the angel membership for $800 for the whole year. When you refer 2 new people to register for the annual angel membership by February 2nd, I'm giving you an entire year of the angel membership for free, which saves you $1,200. That means 3 people receive an entire year of the angel membership for only $2,400. Here's where this gets fun. I know a few people who are splitting the savings with their friends so that each of the 3 people only pays $800 for the entire year of the angel membership. And if you break down the numbers, that's like only paying $67 a month, which is crazy. Now, a lot of people are going to ask me, Julie, can we have this offer but only pay monthly? The answer to that is no, because of the high administrative costs I incur when processing monthly transactions. But the exciting news is that when you pay for the entire year up front, you and 2 friends could have the entire year of the angel membership for only $800 each. When you do, you'll have immediate access to 11 previous courses, the new December 2021 course, Deepening Your Connection with Your Loved Ones in Heaven, the new January 2022 course of Manifestation and Co-Creation. You'll also get new live events almost every week, including workshops, group healings, small events with me, in which I give a lot of mini readings, and annual members, they're the only people who have access to book a paid session with me in 2022. Okay, here's the fine print. To get this offer, you must sign up by February 2nd, 2022. And your 2 friends who sign up must be new to the Angel Membership Program. You can't just find 2 people who have already been in the Angel Membership. These have to be 2 new people who've never been in the program before. To get this deal, have your 2 friends buy the Angel Membership annual plan for $1,200 each on my website and make sure that they list your name as the referral. Then email us the full names of both of your friends at juliejancis@gmail.com to let us know they've signed up. And what we'll do is go in and set up your free account. Then you can pay your 2 friends $400 each so that they save too. Again, this does not apply to those who pay monthly. And if you've already paid for your 2022 membership in full, but find 2 people to sign up, email us and we'll refund you. Want more info? Visit theangelmedium.com and go to the Angel Membership tab where you can book a call with my team and they'll answer all of your questions. Friend, I'm so excited to work with you all year long. All right, are you ready to connect with your angels? Only continue listening if you're not driving or operating machinery. I want you to start by getting relaxed, and I want you to start by taking a deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. I want you to feel a great love and peace surrounding you on all sides and moving through your physical body. And with your imagination, I want you to see all of your loved ones in heaven. Oh, it's as if they're right in front of you, smiling at you. They reach out and they embrace you with a big group hug. And as they do, you feel an overwhelming, palpable sense of love. Your loved ones step back from this embrace in order to communicate loving, positive messages to you. I want you to see one of your loved ones stepping forward who will communicate these loving messages on behalf of the entire group. And what they want you to know is that today, as you receive these messages, your inner child is standing to the left of you. Your higher self is standing to the right of you, and they're both holding your hand. Your loved one on the other side, who's speaking on behalf of all on your spirit team, they ask you to sit down with them in a place that feels loving and comforting to you, perhaps on a couch or a bench. And now you can see yourself sitting one-on-one, just you and your loved one. Know that everyone else didn't disappear. They're still there. It's just that you can no longer see them, so that your energy is highly focused, your attention is focused just on that one loved one in front of you. This loved one, they take your hand, they look into your eyes, and you can just feel that their love for you, it overflows from their being. And they say to you, I am so, so proud of you. Your entire spirit team is so incredibly proud of you. We see that you're tired, exhausted even. And we want to take this time with you to not only replenish, refresh, rejuvenate your energy, but also take away your fears. They say there is so much fear that fills your mind, so much worry, stress that fills your physical body. Too much, they say. Your loved one in heaven says, this fear within you, it's not serving you. In fact, this fear within you is acting as an energetic dam. This fear within you keeps you spinning in a cycle of anxiety, confusion, and self-doubt. And as you're swimming in this anxiety, confusion, and self-doubt, it keeps you from being bold and taking action on the big dreams that God placed within your heart. Big dreams that would lead you to an extraordinary life. Your loved ones say, your fear keeps you small. Your loved one in heaven looks at you and says, when your fears keep you small, your energy small, your space small. There is no room within you for your big dreams, for your soul's purpose. And over time, this fear pushes your big dreams and your purpose to the side, which can cause you to feel less like yourself. Your loved one in heaven says, we are proud of you no matter what you do, and we want the best for you. The best possible outcomes and the best possible future. It's right around the corner for you. You've worked so hard and you're almost there. Keep going. Your loved one in heaven says, your job is to make space for your dreams. Your job is to talk back to the fears within your head, so your fears cannot push your dreams away. Your job is to daydream more, imagine more, research more, and pray to God until you hear what loving, positive step you are to take next in your path. Then your job is to take that leap. I'm going to repeat that last line because that is so important. Your loved ones in heaven say, your job is to take that leap with faith. Your entire spirit team, including all of your loved ones in heaven and all of your angels, they step forward and they ask you to look within your heart at all of the potential that is already within you. As you peer within your heart, it's like Alice in Wonderland, looking down a tunnel only to see a huge world inside of it. Beautiful soul, your potential is infinite, unlimited. Your soul is tapped into God's limitless well of knowledge, strength, and your spirit team's message to you is this: there's nothing you can't do, period. Your spirit team says what matters more is what you want to do. Perhaps you just want to take a break this next year to reset, to spend time with your family. Awesome! Do that! Perhaps there's a dream within you that you're ready to take action on and you feel this is your year. Awesome! Do that. Perhaps you don't know exactly what you want, in which case your spirit team says, we've got you, and we're going to help you figure this out. Friend, your spirit team looks at you and says 2022 is going to be your best year yet, but they need you to believe that's true. And for those of you who are grieving the loss of a loved one, I'm so sorry for the pain you are going through. I need you to know that your loved ones just stopped me, knelt down by you, lifted your chin, and whispered, I need you to believe that your greatest years are ahead of you. For me, please believe this is true. For all of you, your guardian angel has the biggest smile on their face. They're showing me images of all the good that is coming to you in 2022, and they're grinning ear to ear with excitement for you. Your guardian angel just whispered in your ear, all of the images you're seeing now in this meditation, and all the images that flicker into your mind in the coming weeks, they're from me. I'm showing you all of the good that is to come in 2022. You're not making this up within your head. What your guardian angel says is that what they're showing you is the positive, loving future that awaits you. Your guardian angel says, take what I'm showing you and build upon it. Build a bigger daydream off the nuggets of information I'm showing you. Friend, that's part of how co-creation and manifestation work. Our December course teaches you how to deepen your connection with your loved ones in heaven, and our January course teaches you how to manifest, or better yet, co-create the life your soul came here to live. You can sign up for these courses individually or get them right away when you sign up for the Angel Membership Annual Plan. To close out this meditation, please see all of your angels and all of your loved ones in heaven coming in to give you a big, huge hug. As they do, they fill your entire body with an overflowing, radiant love. They say, use this love to fuel you. Know how just very proud of you we are. And be very, very, very excited about all that's to come in 2022. Friends, I love you. They love you. Open up your heart to all of the blessings they're bringing into your life right now.